Journalist Glenn Greenwald is being targeted by Brazilian prosecutors. Now, he lives in Brazil. He's a journalist based in Brazil. And he revealed the truth about Bolsonaro and the anti-corruption task force in the country. Now, that task force was purposely used as a way to make a popular leftist politician in the country, Lula da Silva, a political prisoner, okay? Now, what did Greenwald do in his reporting? He had access to, someone had leaked to him messages between this task force, and it made it abundantly clear that they did target Lula da Silva to make him a political prisoner so Bolsonaro could win. Now, Greenwald was accused of participating in a, quote, criminal organization that hacked the phones of several Brazilian authorities. His reporting, which included leaked cell phone text messages, exposed rampant corruption in a Brazilian anti-corruption task force known as Operation Car Wash, or Lava Jato. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro began publicly threatening Greenwald after The Intercept, an investigative outlet Greenwald co-founded, began publishing articles in June of 2019 that exposed ethical and legal misconduct by Brazil's Justice Minister Sergio Moro and chief anti-corruption prosecutor. In a criminal complaint made public on Tuesday, prosecutors in the capital accused Greenwald of being part of a criminal organization that hacked into the cell phones of several prosecutors and other public officials last year. Now, Greenwald categorically denies this. He says that he was especially careful to ensure that he didn't break any laws or do anything wrong in obtaining these messages and publishing these articles. I believe him, and I do know how corrupt and dirty Bolsonaro and his regime is. So he's gonna fight this, but it's important to understand how his journalistic freedoms are really under attack in Brazil.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually in dispute. This is not a matter of believing him. Let me quote something that Greenwald said that I think is dispositive. Less than 2 months ago, after examining the same evidence cited today, Brazil's public ministry, the federal police, stated that not only have I never committed any crimes in my contacts with our sources, but I also exercised extreme caution as a journalist. So they had already concluded this case, saying he definitely did not commit a crime. Then all of a sudden, the political figure that he had investigated comes in and goes, I disagree. All of a sudden, I think you did commit a crime. So I interviewed Alex Gibney earlier today. We're gonna actually air it for you in the next hour. Alex Gibney did a story about Russia, and it's called Citizen K. It's an amazing documentary, and how Putin took over and basically established a dictatorship in Russia. And so the way that he did it, and I asked him about the turning point, was when he started going after the media and taking control of the media. Once he did that and people didn't object, everything was lost. And in essence, fascism began. Then he could arrest political opponents and the media wouldn't object. And he did arrest political opponents. And he sent Khodorkovsky, which is the main subject in Alex Gibney's movie, to a Siberian prison for 10 years. So now Bolsonaro, another fascist wannabe, says, oh, you wanna report on me? All right, why don't I just arrest the reporters? Target the media first, and then you could arrest your political opponents. But actually, he did it backwards. He arrested his political opponent first,
right.
Lula da Silva, then went to go arrest the media that is opposed to him. Here, by the way, do we have these fascist wannabes and people who actually are fascist now throughout the world? And here at home, we have Donald Trump threatening the media and saying, if, for example, CNN, if Time Warner didn't get rid of the head of CNN, that he would not have approved a merger with AT&T and Time Warner. Now, luckily, he could not deliver on that threat. Okay, so that's super important. But I've told you before, if he wins again, he's gonna target the media.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
And he's gonna try to put people in prison. And if people don't object, he's gonna put more and more people in prison. I've seen it happen over and over again. Russia, Turkey, now Brazil. Glenn Greenwald is 100% innocent. And all journalists across the world must rally to his defense. Because if you don't do that, then all journalists everywhere are vulnerable.
And one thing that I do wanna just give Glenn Greenwald a world of credit for is, Look, I might disagree with him, we might disagree with him on certain perspectives, on certain issues, but he puts his life on the line to do the type of journalism that he does. And Greenwald told the Committee to Protect Journalists that he and his husband, Brazilian Congress member David Miranda, began receiving very graphic, detailed, and thought out threats soon after he started publishing these articles on Bolsonaro and Lava Jato. And so he also says many of these threats contained substantial personal and private information about us. Look, real journalism's not glamorous. Oftentimes people put their lives on the line to get the information, the truth out there for you. So it's really important to show Greenwald and journalists like him a world of gratitude because they deserve it.
Yeah, and you don't have to agree with everything to deeply appreciate the great journalism that's done. Great job by The Intercept and Glenn Greenwald. All of us must protect them.
TYT is all about challenging and disrupting the status quo, and so is Aspiration. Aspiration does not invest your money into fossil fuel businesses that harm our planet, such as pipelines and oil drilling. Instead, you'll be able to fight climate change with tools like AIM, the Aspiration Impact Measurement, and Planet Protection. They also don't hit you with outrageous fees for you to access your own money. You can even earn cash back and get free ATM uses up to 5 times a month. Head to aspiration.com/TYT to learn more. For a limited time, get 30 days of free TYT membership when you sign up.